But anytime I share video and use sound, like it's worthless. Like we can only use the.
Oh yeah, no, I understand.
Bruh.
You're the boss, Angela.
All right. Well, welcome to Unscripted. I want to talk about something that just came up today, and I thought it was hilarious. And I didn't even read the article, but all it said was Nikki Bella broke her breast implant while wrestling. I was like, oh, Piper did that. I was joking, and then I looked it up. I'm like, Piper really did do it.
They're fragile.
So Piper Niven put all of her weight into that elbow, and it was so good. It shocked the entire audience. It shocked the other tag team completely. They all went, "Oh,
yeah!" Like all three of the competitors, they slow mo.
He's like, "Oh my god!" Like I don't want to take that.
God.
So Nikki took that hit, and then literally it made her implant fail.
Oh yeah, Nikki's it moved. It moved.
Oh, it moved.
I don't know if it popped. It definitely moved. Whatever that means. So.
I didn't even know you could do that. Like I didn't even know that was possible that it could move. Again. Not trying to make fun of that. I'm just trying to say that's amazing. I got a little more respect for Nikki now to take that hit first of all, because I've been really pissed that Nikki's even around, like taking someone else's spot. She didn't do that bad, right?
Since the pay-per-view, like honestly, like she's doing fine, and she's getting in there with the younger girls.
She's doing fine.
She's doing more than fine. Like, and so you know what?
Right.
Maybe she kind of takes that stain off the Bella's name, where everyone just kind of thought that they were. Like,
I'll give it a shot. I was mad when she came back because I'm like, I don't think she's gonna be able to keep up with the talent, but she was in there and it wasn't bad. It wasn't terrible.
She's been fine. She's been good actually. Yeah. To be fair, like she's actually meshed in there. I like her backstage segments.
Style, good for her, man.
Yeah, like honestly,
she even caught a couple of cool memes where she came out with all of them, and she's like, Nikki's like when the cool girl from that's in cheer is hanging out with all the emo kids. I think they're all coming out together. I was like, oh yeah.
I don't not from Brie, but something alluding to the reason why the Bellas won't reunite is the block of Brian being in AEW with Brie.
Brie said that on a pod. Yes, she said the reason why I'm not there is because of Danielson being over.
I'm not sure. I mean, it wasn't like who did Charlotte used to marry when he was in AEW? She was in WWF.
That doesn't make any sense. Why couldn't she come back? Yeah. Like, or maybe she's talking about like holding the house down, the kid. You know what I mean? Like, if one of them. Yeah. But Daniel Bryan, he's not traveling all the time. He's not even actively wrestling anymore. So why wouldn't she come back? It's really weird. Like Tony Khan cares. Like what?
It seems like it. I don't know. It seems like a little.
He's number one. I think he's Tony Khan's lieutenant right now.
Yeah. I mean, but it's really weird. Why can't she go back to the company where she's best known at? Like, it's
right. Back to the incident. I don't know if you guys feel like there's something a little bit of a shift, because wrestling always has cool shifts, and I'm going to call out something by like 2026. I think Piper is going to be a major player soon, like well above mid card, and I think her and Chelsea are going to churn on each other eventually, and Piper's going to make a run. I think she was always pretty good in there, but she's getting better in there, and the work that she does on her character work and things of that nature. I could be wrong, but I've been noticing Piper getting some movement in the crowd. Like people are paying attention to Piper. So
yeah, you said that this week. You texted like Piper's over? ?
She's gonna get a little over.
But yeah,
when you play the Stooges to Chelsea Green, like you're gonna get attention, which is great. Like that's why they put her with her.
Yeah, because eventually you want to get the rub and then try to get above it. That's the whole point of putting people together, right, Jess? That's how factions work, because you're looking for somebody to get over. It happened to Jacob faster than they probably predicted, but Jacob, due to the faction, got way over so quick. And I still think that he is so fun when he's not in his character, and he's the really excited fan. I don't know I know you saw it because I think Jess, you even posted it, where CM Punk's like, I love you, Jacob. And he's like, I love you too, Punk. Can I get an autograph later? He's like, 100%. And then he's like, yes. He's like a little kid, dude. Like, Jacob loves the business so much. And this is from the Unreal segments that we've been talking about all week. And just watching Jacob respond to CM Punk saying 100%. We'll get a picture later.
Into Unreal in general. Like, we had thoughts in our text thread this week. I've seen 2 episodes now.
I binged the whole thing.
I think, but like,
I think I'm in the minority on this one, but go ahead.
I think the only difference between this and Total Divas is they show creative. Like,
Right.
the interactions with the wrestlers, it's familiar to me because they did the same thing on Total Divas. So I don't
They
shit
did
on it for that. I don't. And it's after the fact, right? They're back talking about No, they're talking about Royal Rumble on like the first one or whatever. So it's months ago. I don't know. Like, I mean, Vince McMahon came on television and said it's fake. We're tired.
Right. He did. He already lifted that cover back. 30 years ago, right?
Like, I know a lot of people shit on Vince when he tore the territories down, and then they shit on it when they went more cartoony, and then they shit on it. Like, everyone's always shit on. But you know what WWE has proven, for better or worse, is they're always ahead of the trend. So it's like
they always move that needle. Yeah.
This vehicle is absolutely a way to suck people in, to make people think that they know more than they should. But they're only letting us know what they want.
They're only giving you what they want to give you. I agree with that 100%.
So they could work us. Triple H has been working on how to work the smart marks on the internet for 3 years.
Working the work. He's working the work.
So like, it's all just like to keep us content. It's like I don't know, like any good. Well, I can't say good. I don't want to say that word, but any company leader or president or anything like that, the more ignorant the people are, but if you make them think they know more than they should know, they're content with being sheep. And that's when WWE is at its best, is when we're all sheep and we follow them, but we independently,
did you watch Unreal, bro? If you didn't watch Unreal, then you don't know what's going on.
We think we're so smart, and but we're not. And
I totally agree with all that, Jess. And I will say, but I think AEW did it first with their TNT show, which went behind the scenes. But I don't think that was a super success, and it wasn't.
It didn't gain traction.
Like, kind of. I want to say that some of the people of NFL Films was behind this. Like, the director wasn't a fan of wrestling in general, and they just put the cameras everywhere. And I agree. I think the biggest thing is, like, you're actually seeing them talk about the finishes, which is crazy. I don't think we've ever seen that.
Right.
But
or that scene where Rhea was like, and then I do this and I do that or whatever, and then Damian Priest just looked at her. He's like, "That's a lot of stuff." Like, and it's just kind of, it's funny because they're talking like I would talk with my business associate, and during the day I would just call about whatever work I do, and we're talking about that stuff or whatever, and then we just hang up or whatever, and then, but it's also peppered with, you don't think that they all have independent agents usually. Not, I mean, some of them have the same agents, but they've all been told, like, be the character of yourself. So they're in character still, but they're themselves. Like, so it's a double mind fuck, and they all know they're on camera. And as long as you know you're on camera, you're always kind of in character, even if it's a different character from the character you play on the main stage, Raw, SmackDown, NXT, pay-per-views, whatever. We're always being worked to a certain extent. Even reality shows are not so much reality. They're acting. It's like Total Divas. Like, so the interaction between
Love
the people.
Island's the biggest fucking hit of this summer, and it's just a piece of shit reality show that we've all invested in.
Survivor was like, I mean, well, there was always big, like, Real World was a big deal. The Aussie show was a big deal for a while, but Survivor broke through on the mainstream. Right? Survivor was the first reality show to beat Friends and beat everybody else on a network level. So it's always been there, and it's gone up and down, and it died for a while, and now it's coming back again. Like, it's just sort of like this. They're never going to give up on, if we can play them twice. They're going to be seeing one product on the pay-per-views and the Raws and the SmackDowns and the NXTs, and they're going to be seeing a second product on this. They like us there. They like us right there. Tough enough.
What's cool,
everything.
There's a scene of CM Punk talking to all the Rumble members, and then it juxtaposes with the actual finish of the Rumble, and it's just so impressive how Punk, in talking about what they should do, and in Cena kicking him off,
he drew them all in,
Punk going in, and them having the genius of these wrestlers and athletes, like having to remember these spots so quickly, or they're going to do it just hours later. Like, it's absolutely insane.
It's still, that's a good point, Craig, is like people get so focused on whether they should be telling us this, but really, like, as long as it's being like presented to us, you got to respect it for how fast they are and how on their feet they have to be I mean, we've always known this about pro wrestlers, but like, they're stuntmen and they have to do it like that, and they have to do it right the first time. When you're live,
Yeah,
and
they
you're
they don't get multiple
you don't
shots.
have,
They don't get,
you know,
take twos. They don't get it.
that famous clip of Sid and Jim Ross where he's like, I messed up. He's like, we're live, pal. Like, you know, it's like you don't have a lot of safety nets. There's not syndicated TV anymore, by the way. You know, they could film some backstage segments or whatever, but like, you know, it's just it's pretty remarkable. I'm not bothered by it overall, to be fair.
No,
I mean,
I'm not. I think there's two things. Like, one is like, I said it in our chat that we were talking about earlier this week. It's like some people haven't earned the fact to learn this much so quickly by just clicking on a button on Netflix. We've lived through the dirt sheets, and you had to earn it, and then you tape traded before that, and then you had to earn.
We wanted to be fans past our adolescent years because it's like, what's going to attract us in our 20s to pro wrestling? The backstage, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then, yeah.
Yeah.
So
it's a natural progression of this in the internet age and in 2025, but also to this point, like they're deliberately making.
They're gonna give you what they want to give you.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
They're going to start developing feuds in there and then playing them out on television. You watch. They're going to all start.
Chelsea came out like $1 million, Craig, and then Charlotte came out like garbage for most of that segment.
No, but I think Charlotte came out better than you thought she was before you knew.
No, well, one segment, yes, but I got really irritated with Charlotte when she was getting her knee done, and she was like, I was bred for this. I need to do this because I am the best. And I'm like, shut the fuck up. Like, shut up. That part really bothered me. But then she redeemed herself for me because we saw just segments of Tiffany kind of getting all the diss on what happened in that segment. But when you watch the whole thing, to Craig's point, we're talking about, Charlotte actually said, I messed up. I was not ready for what the crowd was going to give me, and I didn't know what to do. I was like, that's all we needed to hear from you, and that's redemption a little bit. Like, you admitted that you fucked up, and then you try to push Tiffany into the dirt by saying, oh, your voice is so high, and you wouldn't give her anything because you weren't getting what you needed from the fans, and you could not pivot. And by the way, I thought it was 12 times. She's a 14-time world champion. She should fucking be able to pivot. She should be able to do it. But that's neither here nor there. The other part of it that was really impressive to me, just the way I saw it, and maybe this was obvious to you too, I didn't realize how much the match, what do we call them? Match coaches, promoters? What do we call those guys? Producers, just the producers. I didn't realize they sat right in Gorilla next to one other person, and they're calling every spot, and they're telling the camera where to be. I didn't realize it was that detailed, and I'm like, no wonder they don't miss a fucking shot ever. They're like, hey, Seth's gonna give you this view, pan to him now, and they already have the camera on him from somewhere. And all the tricks are, oh, it's right there, go to 5, and they catch the actual moment, they catch the emotion, they catch the move, whatever it is. Where AEW does miss spots more than we would like to mention because they don't do it this way. And you can argue that AEW is more spontaneous. We don't know where the spot's going to be. They're talking this stuff out, and it's different and it's great wrestling. But when it comes to production, man, it is not even close. And now
side note
we
on
know
that,
why. I didn't know it was that detail. Sorry.
Side note on that, actually. So very recently, and it also plays into why AEW's television's been connecting more lately, is Tony Khan finally conceded, and they have production meetings now. So that's why a lot of their segments are better, and they stick more with the audience because he's actually fucking, doing TV. Instead of just being like,
sticking with the story.
I was a big fan, so we should do this, and then not cue anybody else in on like what's happening. So side note.
Right.
That's why AEW has been a little bit more shinier the past like few months, is because they're actually fucking slowing down for a minute and going, we should probably think some of this stuff out. And they're like, yeah, that's weird. We've never done that before.
Also, one note, and I'm biased, obviously. I always question everything this man does, and I think the risk of the damage it can be by revealing kayfabe and killing kayfabe a little more. I think a lot of this show is making Triple H like the face of beyond like what you thought Vince McMahon was, and the Dana White of UFC, and really making Triple H like the legitimate face of the entire thing.
Can I say something?
Oh, they want to get away from Vince as far as they can. Yeah, just sorry.
Sure.
Can you, like, when you're trying to hype me up for my first ever WrestleMania main event, can you not, like, grab the back of my head and make your face that close to mine. I really fucking hate that. Like, I have no problem like bonding with another man and like connecting, but like when he gets in Punk's face, he's like, you're the man. I'm like, oh my God, give him a fucking, let him breathe. Like, he's crying and he's fucking going to go do his first main event. And I was impressed with Punk that that moved him. Like, it really is weird about Punk. It's because all of this time we thought he was so layered. He's not. Punk is just a big fucking mark. And not in a bad way. It meant fucking time. Even though it wasn't for the world title, it wasn't main event of night 2. But he was like, I got it. Like, I get to be main event. Like, and he was like a kid. Like,
but your point, like, so the scene that you're talking about, Michael Hayes before that mentioned something like the importance of him.
He's emotional. Go talk to him or whatever.
And then, yes. And so we did. And then Punk even knows the camera's on him and even says, like, in the same vein of when they took the picture together, the point that Triple H does, Punk pointed back at him. Right. During this scene with the camera's on him, Triple H says, I know how much it means to you. And then Punk says, I know, and I respect.
Yeah, no, because he said you deserve this. He goes, I know I do, and you've been a main eventer this whole time. He's like, I know I am, and he was like, it means a lot to me that you think that, because that was his sticking point when he left the first time. Was Triple H kept derailing him a little bit, and I think it's because Triple H had a problem.
Pointing back at him, Punk will not let him have his full power move that every other person on the roster will be. Like,
I love it.
Triple H, that moment of like thing, and Punk's like, no, dude, like
you don't get this, but like,
kill me. Yeah.
But at the same time, Punk will not let that conversation, I think, deteriorate from the locker room. You can see, like, whenever he's around, he's giving ideas. When he went to Rhea, when she jacked her shoulder, he's like, check this out. And she's like, oh, I'm going to have that. He's like, yeah, if it's what you think it is, you're going to have the separation too. And he just went to her and it's like, it's going to be fine. 3 months.
It's making Punk. It's making Chelsea. I think it's making Jay. It's really.
Oh, yeah.
You know who it's not making, but it's funny because I know he wants this, is Bruce Pritchard. Like, and because he is a dick, but like Bruce Pritchard is right.
He's a fucking minivan.
No, I know people hate him for that because they're like, you're a Vince yes man. He's like, actually, no, I always like go against Vince, and he does, but it's because he is a mini Vince. Like, he's like, and Vince probably told him one time, like, I like that you challenge me, pal. So he's like, yeah, now I'm going to do that all the time. Like, it's like, but you know what? Bruce Pritchard, you could say, I know he was like his own little character on the podcast and all that stuff or whatever. However, I will say about Bruce Pritchard. I know he's a snake oil salesman, and he is. But at the same time, like, he's the Carney that we still need, though, because he's right. Like, it's funny. He went, and poor fucking Abyss. Like, just fucking,
I was going to say, he treated him like shit the whole time. He's like, I just want to make him happy, though.
And he's like, it's fine. It's totally fine. It's overproduced. I fucking hated it. Like, and it's like the whole thing.
I was like, you're such a fucking asshole.
Vince,
right?
And that's Bruce.
So apologizing to him. It's like, that's not Abyss. Like, I didn't realize until after. I was like, holy shit,
that's Abyss.
Dude. Like, he just looks like an old defeated.
And by the way, do you know what match? Remember what match he was producing, Craig?
It was
he was producing Seth and Punk. And do you really think you're going to be able to tell them to cut time? Shut the fuck up. Seth and Punk are not cutting time for you.
I thought Dave was like, you're not going to tell them if they want to go long. You're going to tell Seth and Punk like to fucking keep to the time.
Like, you're lucky. You're lucky they cut out what they did.
Like, Bruce Pritchard's standing right in front of him. He's like, they're going to go long. They're going to go long. Are you going to let him go long? But he was coaching him in the sense of it's rough, right? He might not be the coach that we would be inspired by, but some people, that's how Bruce knows how to coach. He just gets him and he's like, you sure you made the right decision? You probably didn't. And that he didn't say those words, but that's what he was trying to get across to Abyss, was like, you're probably going to fuck this up. Yeah, it seems fucked up.
He was leaning over the monitor at him. Like, Bruce was leaning into the monitor.
Sorry, no. He's like, no, it was fine. It was fine. It was way overproduced. I didn't like it. Like, and I'm like, fuck. Like, but I mean, that's what he does. And then Regal came around and just said, it was fucking good.
Was like, you fine? Yeah. Did you like it? Yeah, he did. Then you fine.
But it's good cop and bad cop, and it is. And Bruce was right. I remember that match, and I was like, it was overproduced. But I get.
And then Abyss at the end is like, is he mad at me? And Regal's like, no. He's like, okay. Then.
And it's not Abyss overproducing it, right? Because it's Seth and Punk.
It's Seth and Punk, and then they had Roman. That was a Netflix main event, right? Didn't Roman come back that night or something like that? Or I don't remember. They had a big deal.
There was a lot of crazy shit.
I had to go in.
Yeah. And the thing about Bruce Pritchard that really made me mad in that segment is like, well, just because it's Netflix and it's streaming, you can just go over. That's just not true. I'm like, okay, well, show me where that's not true. Show me where that's.
During that time, time did not fucking matter.
Yeah.
Actually, at that.
Yeah.
I was like, shut up, Bruce. What are you fucking talking about?
But you know what? He's needed, though. I bet he's needed. And I hope they rib him. And him and Michael Hayes, like, it's so funny that they're still there. Like, it's fucking crazy, like, that they're both still there. Even more,
Michael Hayes is the A1 fucking producer.
He's a train wreck. Like every fucking shot, it was like his hat. He's like, I think the. I was like, what happened to you? Like you were the fabulous Freebird, Michael P.S. Hayes. You fucking
life happened, bro.
You stroked your hair on your chest and you fucking moonwalked and shit. And then now he's like, no, I like on everything. I'm like fucking crazy. That's Michael P.S. Hayes. Like
he's been there so long that like all the biographies are like Hayes will be like he won't remember your name as if you're a new writer. He's like. I won't remember your name until I have to. It's like tackle football on concrete.
They
like,
still have
they still
have the Vince in them. They still have the old school, and sometimes it's warranted.
He's fucking right. He's been there for 20 years.
And then you have Triple H, who's the perpetual good cop on purpose, and he gets real close to your face. He's like, "You've earned this."
Well,
oh God, you've.
That was the one thing I wanted to say about Triple H, and we can move on if you guys want to off of Unreal. But when Rhea got hurt. And the way he treated her, and I know he's got a real soft spot for Rhea, but at the same time, Rhea is the business right now. I don't know if anybody wants to deny that. I mean, I think Io is still the best wrestler in the world, but Rhea is the business, right? Even above the dudes, because she doesn't really mess up. She's the
attraction.
Yeah, when she got hurt and she apologized, she's like, "Why are you apologizing? We get hurt in this business. That's just the deal." He's like, I promise you, we're going to make something great from this. And they did. We didn't see it on Real, but they did. The end story with Rhea and Liv from that injury was amazing how they built that. They thought, okay, we have an injury. How are we going to build that into the story? And they did. It was beautiful. He's like, we're going to make something great from this. You watch.
And then Bruce Pritchard came in, and Bruce Pritchard's like, yeah, I think your shoulder injury is overproduced. I like it. It's not good, but like it's good. And then like, shut up, Bruce. And then he's
such an asshole.
He just leaves.
Yeah.
But now I imagine Bruce ruining everything like in the back. They're like, so good after Punk. And then he comes up, he's like, you're going to main event WrestleMania, Punk? I mean, it's okay. It's not like the main event, but it's fine. It's fine. I mean, you're probably going to produce it.
You always said Bruce was Vince's boy. So for Bruce to actually ingratiate himself with Triple H, which is actually very cool.
It is. No, that's why I really meant more this as a compliment. Like, Bruce is needed. And I think if you crack who he is or whatever, and you understand like who he comes from, like I think you can handle Bruce. Conrad did before he got rehired back. Conrad realized like, I know who you are. Your little fucking character doesn't fool me. Like, and then he would challenge him all the time and fucking fight with him before he got rehired by WWE, and he would like fight with him all the time.
You got my book there, Conrad?
What did
I got your book right here.
He would always be like, he would read something negative about Triple H, and this is before he got rehired by WWE, and then Bruce Pritchard would defend Triple H. He's like, are you gonna kiss his old butt? Or are you gonna kiss Triple H's butt? And he's like, no, motherfucker. He's like, because I just disagree with what you said or what Dave Meltzer wrote or whatever. Like, and he's like, oh no, Triple H, I will never say anything bad about you. Like, and he's like, do you want me to call Triple H for you tomorrow and get a job back for you? Is that what you need, Bruce? Like, and Bruce gets so pissed. Like,
he was right. Connor was actually right.
Because he knew he was actually good.
Conrad knew.
He knew that was happening. So
I'm sure they were in negotiations the whole time to bring him back. So yeah, I liked it. I don't know if people are gonna say they like it or it's too much or revealing. I know Bubba said that it was too much, and he used the strip club analogy.
If Bubba was fucking in on it, like Bubba would be all for it. If they actually called him, they're like, "Will you be a part of it?" He'd be like, "Absolutely." Like, yeah, fuck Bubba, fucking bitch.
Yeah, I was like, he's like, when you go to like he said when you go to a booty bar and then you want a full new bar. I'm like, who doesn't like a booty bar? How does that get? That doesn't get old. I don't know what are you saying?
Everybody outside the bubble wants to be.
It sounds like you have a problem, Bubba.
Yeah,
Bubba, do you have a sexual addiction issue? We should talk
Everybody outside the bubble wants in the bubble, and the second they get in the bubble, he'd be totally fine with it. If he got hired by WWE as like an agent producer or whatever, he'd be like, "No, it's really good that you get to see."
And he would probably be really good at it too. By the way, he understands.
Absolutely. Well, he's on. He's on. What's the NXT bullshit they're doing right now? He's on that, isn't he? No. Is it?
Oh, that's right. He's on the reality show. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he got called out. Like he told. I can't remember the name of the girl. I saw it on Insta this week. You smile and laugh too much, and she cut a promo on that, and she's like, I smile for my family that's not here anymore, and you have the audacity to tell me to smile less and laugh less? You can go fuck yourself. I was like, whoa, good for you. What is wrong with the character being happy? What is wrong with that? You smile too much. You don't take I don't think you take this serious. I'm like, you Bro, you need to go fucking smoke some weed or something, bro.
Yeah,
You're a very unhappy fat man.
After she did that, he probably goes, you know what? Finally, you got some fire in you. That's what pieces of shit.
Yeah, that's what pieces of shit would do. He's like, you finally figured it out. Fine. Shut the fuck up, Bubba.
Standing over.
Shut up.
We are.
What do you got? What do you got, buddy?
This tomorrow morning when this launches. Nobody watches this anyway. But we are night one of SummerSlam is today. I mean, we're recording this on Friday, but it's today. You're watching it, and it's 2 nights. The first ever 2-nighted SummerSlam. The second biggest show of the year is SummerSlam.
Hooray.
Usually, I mean, some people might fight me on Royal Rumble. I'm saying like if you're going to make a 2-day thing, Royal Rumble should have been the first one because you could have the women's Royal Rumble one night and the men's the next. And then have a couple, singles matches.
Whoa.
But they decided to do it with SummerSlam. Here we go. SummerSlam is 2 nights for the first time ever in history this year. Night number 1. I think this is the order of the matches, but I could be wrong. I don't know if this is going to open it. I know the main event is Gunther and Punk, if I'm not mistaken, on night 1. But we have Tiffany Stratton defending the WWE Women's Championship against Jade Cargill. I think they're going to pull the trigger on Jade.
I think it might be time.
Unless Bianca turns, because Naomi's kind of gone to Raw. And so unless Bianca finally reveals her play in all this, because she's been sort of like, oh no, I'm the referee. What am I going to do? Or oh no, like they have something for Bianca. I feel like she's going to betray Jade or something like that. So Tiffany might retain if they want to pull Jade back a little bit.
What if Naomi interferes and then they clash and she's going to take her for the title by WrestleMania? I don't know.
I don't know.
I would be fine with either way. I think Tiffany's title run is not terrible if it stops now. Everybody has that first title run that's a little awkward, a little weird, but I think Tiffany's done better than most with her first title run.
I agree with that, but I think she needs to lose it, and then she needs to kind of really figure out what her main roster character is. She's super talented, and I know Cuz will hear this and be upset, but she's not ready yet, and I know that sounds funny. Because of how talented she is and how athletic she is, and what a great match she had with Trish. And
you're talking about character work though, which kind of makes sense. I don't know how you could argue that.
She needs to find her voice. She was fine on NXT, but it's different when you get on the main roster. That's all I'm saying. It's a small improvement that she's going to make, and it's going to be great because she has the talent. She is wonderful. I'm not saying any of that. I think the whole point of Money in the Bank is to bring up new stars and to get them kind of familiar with the title run and they break them in. That's what it does. And this is her first title, and it's a Money in the Bank title win. That's how it works. I know it's funny, you're not ready, blah, blah, blah. Well, how do you get ready unless you get in the position and run with it? And then you figure it out. Liv figured it out, right? Liv really figured it out after her first title win. That was a Money in the Bank win. So I think this is just how it works, right? So, but if you take it off for Jess, I agree. I think it's no problem. No problem. Yeah, I think
she'll win. She'll win fucking 10 more.
And in all fairness, too, I think Jade has improved a lot. I don't know. I don't know how ready she is to be a champion, but I think as long as she's protected, she'll be fine. But she seems like she's really dedicated to get better. The second match, I don't know, man. I guess this is a total WWE match. Randy Orton and fucking Jelly Roll, who has actually lost a lot of weight and been training really hard, and I respect that, right? I respect all celebrities that take it seriously. And they don't want to make a mockery out of it. So I will give him that credit. They're taking on the uncrowned heavyweight champion, Drew McIntyre, and Logan Paul. I mean, I feel that this is going to be a very WWE-style match with the entertainment thrown in and the goo-goos and the gagas or whatever. I think it should be fine. I don't know what it's going to accomplish.
Do you think getting Drew back in on Logan's plane was all the work? Or did he
maybe?
Really, I thought he really had passport issues.
I don't know. I'm not sure.
I think he did.
Yeah.
Yeah, you did.
All right. I think whoever said, was it Meltzer? Whoever said we're only a couple times away from the main event of WrestleMania being Mr. Beast versus whoever.
Yes.
We're almost there.
Yeah.
Logan Paul is not that. Logan Paul's earned his spot, etc. But it's still Jelly Roll.
Right.
He's still over 300 pounds. He's been working very hard, and from all the media that I've been hearing, I'm so proud of him. I really am, and I think it's going to be produced excellently. I think it's going to work out great. And if it brings in a couple tens of thousands of fans of Jelly Roll that weren't watching, it's good. It's fine.
Yeah.
Just don't put it last. Yeah, it'll be fine.
It's the main event.
Just fuck off.
Judgment Day, my wife Raquel and Roxanne Perez will defend the WWE Women's Tag Team Championships against Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss, who's actually been kind of catching fire with their little dynamic. Like, it's been working. Charlotte's been getting major pops, like coming out there and playing the
both of them. It really is rehabbing both of them.
It is like, and so I don't know.
I was gonna say, hey Charlotte, you should thank Alexa from the bottom of your heart for this moment, because if it weren't for Alexa, you would not be in the pop that you're getting. It just
but actually, what was Alexa going to do before that, Dave? Like,
I'm not saying. Well, she had. All I'm saying is she had options. Yeah, she had options. That's all I'm saying. Charlotte did not. Who wants to work with Charlotte?
Why it's 6 and it's not been happening. So it's like, where do you go from that huge pop that you had at the Rumble? Like, I think it's good for both of them.
No, it's been
good for both, but Charlotte is very fortunate because Charlotte really needed her more than Alexis needed her.
Yeah. So we might, I don't know. They might just change the title to put it different, to keep it going with Charlotte and Alexa Bliss. I mean, it's only
I hope not.
It's only the women's tag titles, and I don't need to be rude about that. But I mean, like, I don't know. Like, if they want to forward that more and they are catching, you want as many social media hits and you want attention, you put it on Charlotte and Alexa. But maybe, we'll see.
Sure.
The next is another fucking tag team match. Roman Reigns and Jey Uso will take on Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed. I don't know, man. Like, look, Roman is the big attraction here. They put him with Jey. Great. I don't know. I feel the aftermath of the main Bloodline storyline is so fucking weird to me. And like, they put Jey and Roman together and you kind of want to remember the Bloodline because they were together. And it's just I don't know what to do with any of this. I don't. Like, I'm sure the match will be fine.
It's 2 nights of SummerSlam. It's fine.
Braun Breaker is going to be great, and Bronson Reed, this is for them. Like, they need to show strength or whatever. I'm not saying they're going to win, but because if anybody loses, Jey will take the pinfall. But like, I don't know. It's Roman. I just don't want it to be like, it's SummerSlam. I don't want it to be like look, we're marching Roman out. And we didn't really have anything for him, so here's a match that they're just going to go over on. Like, I don't really want that, but it might be that. I don't know.
That's what happens when you put 2 nights together. You got to get better at it. But
I think it will be that. But I think that Roman will make Braun Breaker, and I still see Roman and Jey winning.
Right. My thing too is, like, have you guys noticed? I don't know if it's just me, but is Braun getting fucking huge, or am I crazy? Like, he looks
he's massive. He's gigantic, and he's doing really well with what they're giving him for sure.
Great, stealing Roman shoes.
I like Bronson a lot.
I mean,
and Bronson's great too.
Good shit. Next is going to be Sami Zayn against Karrion Kross in a singles match. If Kross wins, Zayn has to say the words "Kross was right." If Zayn wins, Kross must say "I was wrong." Stupido. I get it.
Is that really the stipulation?
Yes, that is really the stipulations.
That's good.
Yeah. So yeah, exactly. So you take someone that's organically getting over, and then you just do stupid shit like that. But that's fine. You got to WWEify everything. I understand.
If I had to put my money on it, that's Bruce Pritchard's idea.
I am very interested to see the reaction that the stadium crowd's going to give Karrion. And due to Cuz, but also due to all the documentaries that we've seen about him behind the scenes. I'm rooting for Kross, and I want his character 100%. To get over. And he needs to beat Sami here because he lost to him at the Crown Jewel or whatever the fuck they just did. So he needs to beat Sami, and it really needs to happen. And I don't know, man. I don't know where they're going, and
I think he needs to beat Sami, and I think he needs to do it in a heelish way.
Yeah, I don't know. It's really weird what they're trying to do with him. I don't know if Sami's going to form a faction with him.
You beat Sami, you do it in a heel way, and then you bring Sami into the fold, and you start the new faction.
It seems like what they're doing. We'll see. And then the main event is going to be CM Punk challenging Gunther for the World Heavyweight Championship. For some odd reason, I just don't see them pulling the trigger on Punk, and I think Punk's okay with that. And I don't.
Gunther already lost the title and had to win it back. I mean, why would you do that again to Gunther? It just weakens him at this moment. I don't think the timing is right.
It is CM Punk, but at the same time, like, I don't know if you pull the trigger on Punk here. Maybe. I don't know why. Maybe that you do it. But I think that Gunther's going to defend against Punk. I think so. I don't. Who's Punk? You said
Doo-doo.
Doo-doo. I think that I don't know. I don't know if someone's going to run in and cost Punk or something like that. I don't know. Like, who knows? Like, what's going to happen here? But I think it's going to be good. I think Punk just needs to take a lot of chops because he's not the Punk that he used to be. But at the same time, like, yeah, he needs to get the shit beat out of him by Gunther. So
CM Punk can still tell a great story in there without all the flippity flips. It's fine.
Then the next night, for night number 2, we have the Wyatt 6 tables, ladders, and chairs match for the WWE Tag Team Championship. So we have the Wyatt 6 versus Andrade and Rey Fenix versus DIY versus Fraxum versus Motor City Machine Guns versus the Street Profits versus the Nasty Boys versus LOD versus Demolition. Like, so
done.
Yeah, so
I mean, if you're going to open up night 2, this is how you do it.
A six-pack tables, ladders, and chairs.
Wyatt 6 or there's only 2 members of the Wyatt 6.
Yeah, Dexter and Gracie.
Well, but Craig, does that really matter? Nothing's illegal. The whole 6 will be down there anyway. Just saying, like, it's going to be fantastic. It's going to be fucking lovely.
Then we have Dominic. Go ahead, Craig. Sorry.
Darkness, so there won't be any nighttime stuff and shenanigans to do with that. So
yeah.
Weird, but, okay.
Dominic Mysterio will defend the IC title against AJ Styles. Then we have
a fucking banger.
We have Solo Sikoa defending the United States Championship against Jacob Fatu in a steel cage, by the way.
I got to be honest, Jess, I forgot he had the title.
Solo?
Solo. Yeah. I forgot he had it.
So it's going to be in the steel cage, so we'll say at least the spectacle is there. Becky Lynch will defend the Women's Intercontinental Championship against Lyra. Listen, you could say what you want about Becky Lynch or whatever, but this title has seemed super important since she's had it. I think Lyra's going to go over. I think it's time.
It's working, Jess.
But her... Lyra still
I was really mad a month ago. I was really pissed off a month ago. Now I'm like, all right.
I know.
I was fucking angry.
But Lyra is, but Becky's never done anything negative, so I don't know why she got that stigma. It wasn't fair. There's never, like, Becky Hogan. What the fuck? Like, she's never.
What I would argue is that people.
Famous women's wrestler ever, so I don't understand where anybody.
It's true, but what I'd argue is that we all got played, and by the character. I mean, that's really what happened. They did a good job.
Yeah, they did a good job.
And Bailey's still been involved in the process. So yeah.
Bailey not in SummerSlam though. So is Bailey going to come out and play a part in this? Maybe, probably. Let's see. If Lynch wins, if Lynch wins, Valkyria can no longer challenge for the title as long as Lynch is champion. So I mean, Lynch is probably going to lose. Right. Unless Bailey comes in and causes her to lose, and then they have a side feud or whatever. But yeah. Then we have for a triple threat match for the Women's World Championship. We have the champion Naomi defending against Rhea Ripley and Io Sky in a triple threat. Probably going to be match of the night, maybe.
I would say so.
I think this might be the match of the weekend, to be fair. And then we're going to have the main event. John Cena will defend the championship against Cody Rhodes. I saw some clips tonight where he turned face again, John Cena, and said that he was wrong, and The Rock and Travis Scott deserted him, and he threw away his legacy for nothing, so he wants Cody to know that the real John Cena is coming to SummerSlam, because, John Cena kept acting like he didn't want to face him at SummerSlam, and then Cody attacked him and forged his signature, and so they've been doing that, so some people are saying double turn. Some people are saying obviously Cena's going to rejoin with The Rock, or whatever. It's a ruse. We'll see. But we'll see. We'll see. I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. I'm not a big fan of John Cena's heel turn. I'm going to be fair. I don't really care for John Cena's heel turn.
I think it did fine for what it had to do. It's fine. It's fine. Fine. How else was he going to win?
That's the problem.
If he won a 17th world title as a face, it'd be way worse.
I don't know about that, but I mean, to say if you're going to make John Cena heel for the first time, and your words right now that it's fine, that's not successful. You know that, right? That's not successful. If Hulk turned at Bash at the Beach and it was fine, that's not successful. Hogan redefined what he did.
You can't compare
John Cena
turn to this turn.
John Cena turned
any turn to that. Come on.
But you could have a second best heel turn. You can again, John Cena, the heel turn has not worked in my opinion. It has not ticked business up. No one's really going, wow, John Cena is really redefining himself. It's just they didn't do it right. And I don't know what that means. And I don't necessarily have a suggestion as what they should have done. It just doesn't do it for a lot of people. It's not just me. Yeah. And for you said it yourself, it's meh. And that's not okay for John Cena to turn heel for the first time. Well, I mean,
I think the alternative of him being a face again and winning a title would have been worse than this.
Not necessarily. If he had a good heel and they did it right, I'm not saying I wanted to see the same old boring.
I mean, maybe you put him up against Gunther as a face and he beats him there. Then I guess
there was ways to do it. But
putting him against Cody face to face was not face versus face was not going to be good.
No, it's not going to be good probably for Cody. To be fair, but
100%, yeah.
But
the heel, to your point, the heel turn does great things for Cody. So that's kind of why I'm not.
Some people are saying double turn. I don't think it's right to turn Cody. I really don't. And I don't know why you would. The merchandise he's got to be selling. It's the same thing as when John Cena was a face and he was getting 50-50 booed. And we were as jaded wrestling fans who was not in their demographic, we were just turn him heel then, Jesus. But the merchandise sales and the kids engagement and the family engagement was through the roof.
And the Make-A-Wish stuff, they couldn't do it. They said it on Unreal, because of what he was doing for the company the Make-A-Wish Foundation.
I don't know why. And maybe it's not going to be a double. Maybe it's a double swerve by Cena or whatever. But I don't feel you turn Cody heel. What do you think, Craig? Do you turn Cody heel? I don't think you do. He's not being booed.
I think it happens. I think
you do it eventually, but maybe not at SummerSlam.
Double turn. I would not be surprised.
Yeah.
Despite his relationship, The Rock kind of shows up in a double turn. I like that theory when I heard it. But I think Cody wins regardless. But I think Cody wins.
Oh, that's a good point. The Rock comes out. The reason why Travis Scott and I ghosted you is because you didn't. It's not successful. Maybe they're going to play into the fact that it's not successful. You didn't do what you said you were going to do. You made it boring. You did all the stuff, John Cena. You didn't do a good job. But does that make John Cena look like a piece of shit? Him getting dropped by The Rock? You know what I mean?
No.
Again, what does it matter? He's leaving.
Triple H said in the beginning of the year he gets to write his own ending, and I think Cena's wrote his own ending.
Yeah.
Where he gets September, October, and November, and his last is December in Boston. I think he's going to take the next few months as a face, and whether it's the beginning of Cody's heel turn, but I think Cody kind of wants it. At this
Maybe
point.
Creatively, I could understand how Cody would want to sink his teeth into that. I just feel he's still pretty over.
It might be early, but I don't.
Cody,
Cena he has to get out of this year as a face to finish. And
right.
I think SummerSlam being that little half point of the year, and he's not going to the road to WrestleMania. So
Cody,
this is
even
his Rumble, right? This is
right.
Rumble on his road to face them.
Cody even alluded to it on Real. He's like, I felt like more of a face, and Triple H like, you can't get more white meat baby face than this. And Chris, we'll ride it until we can't. And Triple H is like, well, it ain't going nowhere. Yeah, it's not.
It's so funny you said that. I noticed that's on Unreal, and I thought the same thing. I was like, that's something that Cody should not probably say. It felt there's a lot to that, I think. Yeah.
Well, I think Triple H trying to tell him that's our job to make this work as much as we can, and they pull Cody off TV more because that's what they did with Hogan.
Right.
They did that with Hogan. Hogan only did vignettes on Saturday mornings. He didn't wrestle. You never saw Hogan wrestle. You saw him wrestle 4 times a year, even though he wrestled all the house shows.
We would shit our TV. Pants, we would shit our pants. When, by the way, this week on Superstars, you'll see in action Jake Roberts, the model Rick Martel, and Mean Gene Okerlund interviews Hulk Hogan. And we're like, oh my God. Him just there cutting a promo.
It's not even a match. Yeah. So they deliberately pulled him. They didn't pull him, but he didn't wrestle on the first Netflix, if I'm not mistaken. It was either Netflix or Saturday Night's Main Event. I can't remember which one, but Cody was not on the card. And Triple H this is.
No, he wrestled Rollins on the first Netflix. But
so it was Saturday's Main Event that he was not on, and they're like, well, we have to play our cards right with Cody. We can't just have him come out for everything, because if you do that, especially as a face, people are going to be like, well, wait, the face can't win all the time.
Who did Who did Cody wrestle on the first Netflix? It was Punk and Seth.
Oh,
yeah. So I knew it was either Saturday's Main Event or it was the first Raw that Cody wasn't on the card. Yeah, Cody was not on the card.
Cody didn't come back till Money in the Bank when he came in there.
Right. So, and to Triple H's kind of credit, he's
or
like, that's
before Money in the Bank, and then Cody wrestled at Money in the Bank when
that's on purpose, but that's on purpose because he's a face. You can't pull the face out and have him win on every televised event, or people are gonna be like, don't like that.
Easter eggs with like Cody's glasses and the watch and etc. Like,
Craig, here's the thing about those Easter eggs. I totally love it, and I look like you do, and Cuz looks for them too. What if they really done with all this? I think Triple H purposely puts Easter eggs back there to make us think something's going to happen, and then the regular shit happens. Nothing creative happens. That could work against them after a while, and I'm getting tired of that. Like, honestly, like, I'm not saying everything you put in the back has to do something for me, but if you're going to just bombard me with someone's random hat hanging in the background and we're all supposed to see it, and then everybody on social media is like, "Did you see there was a Stone Cold hat on the thing?" Like, it's like, well. But then they don't argue that with it
social
at all.
Media being ridiculous.
That's my thing that Triple H is trying to fuck with. Like, he's trying to figure out how to play us like differently. But then a lot of it doesn't go anywhere, and it gets exhausting after a while. Like, I'll be fair, like to where like I'm like, dude, like, do you really think I'm gonna pause this shit and like inspect it? I'm not. Like, I mean, because I'm 48.
I don't have time for that.
Yeah, but
we that's what I'm saying. We had a very big argument about our truth in WWE and Triple H's like responsibility in that, whether they knew what they were doing or not. And it's very, very similar. It's like, plant all the eggs you want, and they actually get whatever they're.
And by the way, to Jess's point, where has he been since then?
Yeah, but at least Craig, at least one egg has to hatch.
You can figure it out like QAnon.
Yeah,
you can be like, I told you so. I fucking connected with dots in the beginning, whether it's Karrion Kross or whether it's Cody or like whatever, or like we could be wrong or we could be right.
I see what they're doing. You're right, Craig. It's a worthwhile strategy to pursue for sure. Like, but I personally, I'm getting tired of it because I'm like, if you're gonna bombard me with it, I need one egg to hatch, just one. Like, you can put all the Easter eggs you want. Just give me one. Like,
they are now, right? Because of this Unreal shit and everything, they're gonna work us 24/7.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't look at it as like I watched Unreal, so I know more than you. I watched Unreal, and I'm like, I discovered some things I didn't know before. I'm like, oh, that's cool. I didn't know exactly how Gorilla worked, and now I have a better understanding.
You know what, though?
And I enjoyed that. That was enjoyable.
You just said it, Dave, actually, now that I think about it. So in our 20s, we all made a conscious decision, right? Do you, like, because once we outgrew, like, us being, like, really into wrestling for the characters and the product, once we got older than the product was really trying to pitch to, we made a conscious decision to be like, we're going to keep pursuing it because we like the backstage stuff. I love hearing about the contracts. That's why people got attracted to dirt sheets in the beginning. So you're right. Maybe all these years later in 2025, they're just adopting that. To get the older people, like, still to not leave. After they get to a certain age where they should leave, they don't. They stay because they want to know. No, they're talking about the match here. See, they're setting up the match, So this might.
I enjoy those things.
Except now they've hooked the younger generations. Now, like they've hooked Gen Z in their 20s or like whatever. Now that they're doing it to the generations below.
Good talk. I like this. And so to end it, we're at 47 minutes, and just to go over an hour, I'm going to end it on a bad note. So we found out that Hulk Hogan did die of a heart attack, and he actually had leukemia, like, on top of all of it, and he didn't tell anybody that he did. And
so what?
It's sad, like, because it's all sad the way he died, like the way the greatest wrestler of all. What do you mean why? Like, he's the greatest wrestler of all time. Like, he's the most famous wrestler of all time, and he made his bed. And then he also, like, his camp decided to lie and deceive, and Hulk was secretive about stuff. I'm not saying go out public and say I have leukemia, but I'm just saying, like, what a fucking thing to find out in the autopsy. I mean, we knew he was going to die of cardiac arrest, not only from the years of abuse, but, like, at the same time, like, his body was going through so much from the botched back surgery and all that stuff. Your heart's just going to give out. It's just going to happen at 70-something years old. But the fact
71, right? 71.
Yeah. The fact that he had leukemia and he knew about it, I believe, like, is what was led to say, or maybe they didn't, that he had an ongoing leukemia battle. It's just fucking sad. Like, it's fucking crazy that the greatest, the most famous and greatest wrestler of all time, who again made his bed and now he's laying in it, literally. The fact is, it's just like, what, like. The whole time he was trying to work everybody, right? Like he never gave up on that. And then even in the end, even his camp, and you hear rumors that his wife is now freezing everything and like fucking, it's just fucking a mess. And it's like, what the fuck, bro? Like you have the biggest legacy on the planet, and you thought you were the best businessman. You thought you were, I'm working everybody, brother. Like to keep them all, because I keep them at fingertips, Jack. Like, and then it's like you find out all this stuff. You're like, what is happening? Like, what did you do, man? What did you do?
So leukemia, and I want to make sure that I get my facts right. It's a blood cancer, correct? It's
correct. Yeah, cancer. And it's a. Okay. I can't remember what type they said it was or whatever. They said.
So here's the deal about blood cancer. I have people in my family that have been living with blood cancer for 20 years.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is what I think. It's not popular. You're gonna be Dave's a dick. That's okay. It happens every week. But people live with blood cancer all the time, and they take stuff to maintain it, and you always have it. Roman Reigns has it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
He lives with it. So my thought is that Hogan has had it forever. And they're releasing this to try to get some kind of fucking post-mortem sympathy that doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It just doesn't. Like, okay, you had leukemia. That sucks. I don't have a lot of money. That sucks, but no one's helping us out. I mean, what do you want me to say? Like, I don't understand.
No, and I don't know, Dave.
Because you're Hulk Hogan, I have to care that you had leukemia. I don't get it. What I care about is how you treated people. And we've said he's treated a lot of people with a lot of respect and did a lot of things for us that was really cool. And he's also a racist.
Treated people bad.
I don't know how to put it.
But I don't.
And people are like, don't talk ill about the dead. I'm like, why not?
Craig,
like,
did you hear anything from Bubba this week, Craig? So I was trying to listen to Bubba because I'm more of a fan of Bubba now because he was right really about everything.
He was right the whole time. He was right.
So
didn't hear more about Bubba this week, but I will say is, and this is not to Dave. I'm sorry, I'm about to say it, but I had a stepdad that died of leukemia. So
I understand.
Yeah,
I get it.
Bone marrow transplant.
And by the way,
burn in hell,
Dave. Everything.
No. By the way, how fucking awesome is that person? I don't want to bring him into the light too much, but that was a great person. Was it not?
But
okay.
The more I listened to Hogan tributes this week from Nash, who did an hour and a half, I kind of disregard Bischoff a little bit.
Yeah, no shit. Well, Bischoff deserves that. Bischoff deserves that criticism, by the way.
And I heard a bunch of folks, and even Nash said, I believe him, right? Like I was on the road with him for 10 years. I never heard him say a racist. I never heard him say the N-word in his life. Sometimes
because it's easily hidden. That's why there's hoods.
In your racism, right? And sometimes it comes out in what.
Why do I have NWO hoods in my head? Fuck you, Dave, for making me think that in my head. Like they have brands on them, like because it's Hulk Hogan, so he had to market it.
You're welcome.
I think for 99% of his life, I'm willing to say, like, I know he was a racist deep down. I know that dude was just a Florida piece of shit and a Florida trash. But I'm also willing, especially after this weekend, I'm gonna lay low a bit while the body's still warm, like. The dude made wrestling,
well, then let him rest. Why are we getting the TV reports? Why are we getting all this shit?
Well, I mean, I don't know. So I learned from Bubba. I don't know. I might be mixing my facts up, but the autopsy was blocked because he is connected to Scientology, I think. And like the person
I've been saying this forever. He lives in Clearwater. His
Bubba
wife
said
is
something about like the Scientologist that did the
Clearwater.
autopsy. Like, so you may not be too far off the mark, Dave, about the way they're trying to portray it. But I didn't when I read all the articles about the leukemia thing, I didn't feel that they were pondering. Like, I think they just mentioned it. A lot of them were just like mentioning it. Oh, by the way, he had leukemia too. And I was like, well, okay, like what the fuck, like, so it's just really weird.
And let me ask you a question: if the leukemia was that bad, would they ever even think about bringing him into a surgery? No. Shut up.
No, and that's a great point.
You know what? His people.
That's a great point.
And how powerful he was, they would have definitely mentioned he had leukemia if they thought he would get sympathy
from it. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, fuck you, Dave.
Okay?
Sorry, I'm gonna trade sides.
So you're correct on that, Dave.
I'm terrible. I told you it wasn't popular.
I said goodbye.
I'm not popular for this.
The thing is I really did say goodbye to him last week, and I love it. Like now I'm right back to what we were doing with the weekend at Bernie's and all that stuff before. I said what I had to say last week. I'm wearing a DeBo shirt. Like, I just it it is what it's all going to be. And I know that sounds super stupid and generic to say. It's like, it is what it is. You know that phrase? But I mean, like, it is like, I feel now everything. I'm like, well, you did all of this to yourself. Like, by working yourself into a work for all these fucking years and lying and double crossing yourself and fucking. Jim Cornette said it best. He's like, the thing is with Hogan, and he said it during his tribute show that he did to Hulk. He's like, I never met him that many times. I just crossed paths. He's like, just if you look at the timelines and when I came into WWE and when I was mostly in Crockett when he was fucking doing his big run, and we hated the motherfucker because he was making so much goddamn money. And he's like, but he's like, the thing is about Hulk Hogan is he's one of those people that you meet and you know the truth about a story that they're telling. And the story that they're telling and the truth that you know because you saw it or you somehow know about it is amazing. But then they lie on top of it to make it more amazing. And he's just like, why did you have to? Your career is a story. Was amazing. Is a fucking amazing. But then you lie and say, he wasn't 500 pounds. He was 700, and my back fell off, and I slipped in my guts, and like all of it. And he's like, "Why? Why? Like your story?
You don't have to do that. Your story is already larger than life.
Yeah, it's the greatest story of all time." And he's like, "But yet you still lie." And he's like, "I don't know why it has to be this way." And I was like, "Right." Like that's my frustration as a Hogan fan, in my youth, and then like disowning him, 15 years ago because of what he did. Because I'm just like, he always thought he could fuck up and then I'll just kayfabe everyone back out of it. It's like, he thought that. He fucking thought that. And he's made a lot of money. And he really has. And even in his later years, even with the Gawker settlement, like he fucking found a way.
And he changed wrestling twice. He changed wrestling fabric.
Go ahead, Craig.
There's three of us that have had in-personal experiences with him where he was incredible. So you times, and that's a small percentage. And I think you times that by the amount of people he's met in his life, which he sacrificed, and kids in his shop. And like, I think he's always lived in his gimmick. So whether you met him in a strip mall in Tampa or outside the arena or wherever he was, I think he always gave you a moment. So the good that he did, I think, always outweighs the bad for him.
Jim Ross said it best, too, on his tribute to Hulk this week. Jim Ross said, so the thing was, because he was talking about Hulk's 2002 run, and he was like, I fucking hated dealing with him, because Jim Ross was talent relations. And Conrad's like, why? And he goes, here's the thing about Terry. He goes, it's deplorable what he did and what we heard him say on the jail tape and the racist rant tape or whatever. But he goes, the reason is, I truly believe, Conrad, that as big as he was, he didn't know he was that big, and he was paranoid as shit. And he always is afraid that I haven't achieved the high enough mark yet, so I have to lie, and I have to like keep everybody else and politically put them all in the place where I could see them. And he's like, that is Hulk Hogan's problem, is that he always never trusted anybody. He thought everybody had an angle to cut him off at the knees. Eventually, he turned on Vince, and Vince turned on him but they're the same person. Like, they both are like, you're after my shit. No, you're after my shit. Like, and and he's like, that's what Terry was. And he was like, so whenever I'd fucking deal with him, I hated renegotiating his contract because it fucking was tireless. It was fucking bullshit. And he's like, and every time he would talk to you, he's always trying to talk you into circles because he's Hulk Hogan. And he's like, yeah, but where are we going with that? And he's like, I don't know, fucking Terry. I don't fucking know where we're going with it. The boss wants this. Like, and it's just like, he tirelessly, Hulk Hogan, tied you into knots and tried to fucking politic you all of the time. And so he was like, Terry never trusted anybody. And then he had his minions like Beefcake and Jimmy Hart. Did you see, they released like 30 minutes of unreleased Hulk Hogan videos on the WWE Vault this week. And he was walking backstage and Carlito's music played because obviously Carlito was out in the arena, but Hulk was in the backstage and he started dancing, just having a fucking fun time and being a normal human to Carlito's music. And he kept like pointing at the camera. And Jimmy Hart is in the front carrying his boas. Like, that motherfucker couldn't have his boas around his neck already. He always had to have a Jimmy or a Brutus or B. Brian Blair or someone fucking there to carry my boas, Jack. Like, he was always fucking trying to make a bubble around himself, trying to make Hulk Hogan a thing. And it was always politicking and moving, and it's a thing. And I was like, that just encompasses him perfectly. He, who also said this too? I think it was Bruce. No, fuck. Maybe it was Bischoff. Someone close to him said that he really hated being alone. No, with Bubba. When Bubba was talking about him after he died, he was like, Terry hated to be alone. He's like, after his divorce, when he was by himself in the house, he would call me on a Sunday night and be like, what are you doing, man? He's like, nothing right now. What's over? Can I come and crash in your spare bedroom? And he'd be like, what? Yeah. Are you all right? Was it fumigating your house? Are they doing remodel? What are they doing? No, man, I just, I don't want to be alone. And like, Hulk could not be alone. He had to always be around his cronies and they're, oh, come on, baby, and singing his praises. He could not like be alone, especially after he divorced and he was all by himself and his kids were grown. He couldn't. And I'm not trying to paint a sympathy case for him because again, he deserves to lay in the bed that he made for himself. But I was listening to all the different tributes this week and I was like, God, what a goddamn wreck, like fuck, you know what I mean? Like, it's just all of the time. And I'm not saying boohoo Terry, but he was always probably in his own head going, oh, Jack brother, like all the time. And it's like
100%,
always working everybody. Like,
and that business will put you into a PTSD situation. Is the best way to describe it. He was always looking over his shoulder because the business was brutal back then. What they deal with now, AEW is a little closer to it, but not even remotely close to what Terry had to deal with. But like WWF, man, they don't even get a chance to this is what you're doing. This is what it is. Maybe you'll be on next week. They don't have to worry about it. Like, and Chelsea even made a big joke about it. She's like, I was going to my hometown. I have like 15 of my family members coming. I'm not on the show. There's nothing I can do about it. Yeah. She couldn't even like placate it. It was done. Like Hogan would have, hey man, we're going to be here in 3 weeks. My family's going to be here. I need to do something. But like, no, Chelsea's not going to get that luxury. It's totally different now. There is no shoulder to watch over because you just either you're over or you're not. And if you're not over, but they find value in it, they're going to find a way to put you over.
That's also not how the business was done. Nobody, and this is not an excuse for bad behavior, but nobody breathed the rare air that Vince and Hulk did in the 80s when they were tearing like 100%. Nobody knows what 100%. It was like. They even turned on each other because they're both so goddamn paranoid because they did some shit and they buried some skeletons in some closets and like it just it's so I guess instead of rambling on, so I think this quote's been out there for a while, but it was a video of the Big Show and he was talking about being ribbed and he was, when he first debuted, his first professional wrestling match was the main event of Halloween Havoc 95 and he actually beat Hulk for the WCW title. There was some chicanery. He didn't pin Hulk because Hulk's never going to
sure that's not going to happen.
But so after he won the belt, he said Hulk came up to him and said, brother, now that you've won that title, I want you to wear it at the airport. I want you to wear it on the plane, whatever. It's just what you do. And you tell them you took that belt off Hulk Hogan. And then so he's like, fuck yeah, dude. He's like, oh, it's so green. I had no idea. So he's at the airport with the world title and he's taking it through the fucking baggage claim and all that, whatever. And he goes, Sting comes up to him and he goes, hey man, what the fuck are you doing? And he goes,
put that away.
Hogan told me to do that. He's like, dude, he's fucking ribbing you. He's like, you look fucking stupid. Like, put the fucking belt away. So he's like, fuck, like Terry. And then he said that when I went back and admitted to them, and he's like, Hulk and Randy Savage laughed the hardest. And I was like, of course they did. Like, of course they did. So I guess we could leave it at that. Like, so we got SummerSlam.
Or you can leave it on Hogan having to take a steamer to leave the hospital. Yeah. We found it again this week.
Or you could have it for all his flaws, and he had many, and his good stuff or whatever.
Paint's coming off the walls, brother.
Hulk's legacy is what you want it to be. So that's what I tell everybody is like, whatever you think it is, that's go for it, man. Like, whatever. You hate him, great. If you love him, great. If you in the middle, great. So, but yeah, that's it.
If you really like it, you should go to Clearwater and join Scientology.
Yep, absolutely.
Have a good day.
And then they will fuck around with your autopsy and say you have leukemia.
Mm-hmm. There it is.
So, all right, everybody, fuck off. Enjoy SummerSlam.
No, bam.